Hey everyone, welcome back. As always, I hope this video finds you in good health and in good spirits. I'm back again, and the hits keep coming from the Marxist on the left. I have a video today. It comes to us from Jesse Walters from Fox News. I'm going to let you jump in and watch it. And then after the video, I'll come back and give you my thoughts on it and maybe some things we can do to try to maybe stop all this craziness that's going on. Uh, we'll be right back.
Just about every month has a little theme now. February is Black History Month, March is Women's History Month, and June is Gay Pride Month. Now, Primetime has no problem with the months. I mean, if you want to be proud, go ahead, be proud. Everybody gets a month. But you can't be obnoxious about it, and you definitely can't be perverted around kids. Throw a couple rainbow flags on a float, fine. Drape a rainbow flag around Fetterman, fine. Tie a half-naked guy to the back of a pickup and spank his cheeks with a leather whip in front of kids. I don't know about that one. I mean, you can't play out your sexual fantasies in broad daylight just because it's Pride Month. I mean, in Boston, a photojournalist, Rebecca Cannon, captured footage of adults giving out sex toys at a family-friendly trans march. Those are sex toys. And if you look at this school in Canada, kids run through rainbows, waving gay pride flags, and then once they get to the other side of the rainbow, they're greeted by a drag queen in the school gym. That's when you know Pride Month's a Trojan horse for something else, right there. Parents are sick of it. In California, they're protesting Pride events at their kids' schools, and a fight broke out. Now, are the rainbows and the alphabets going a wee bit too far here? They're running the schools, the politicians, and now America's top companies. It all started when guys like Sharpton would yell and scream about diversity. And if you didn't listen, they'd have a mob of people in front of your store protesting, boycott city. So companies would say, fine, we'll hire a diversity officer. And then that diversity officer would get a pot of money and just throw it around to all the lefties. It's like protection money. If you wear the right colors and pay the right people, the rainbow mafia leaves you alone. Now, who cares if you pay your workers dirt? You shatter. These diversity officers have been pushing and pushing for a long time. But many people think they've pushed too far. Target put out a pride collection for kids and, little swimsuits designed for people to tuck their privates away and pretend to be a different gender for kids. A parent sniffed it out, recorded it, spread it, and now Target's down $10 billion. They pushed it a little too far, didn't they? And now that Target's in the crosshouse, all sorts of dirt's getting dug up. Fox News Digital found that Target funded a group that's trying to tear down Mount Rushmore. Why is Target funding the destruction of Mount Rushmore? Well, because it's on stolen land, and it's an international symbol of white supremacy. Diversity officers have hijacked America's biggest companies, and now they're burning it all down. Kevin O'Leary is a Shark Tank investor and chairman of O'Leary Ventures. So we're in dangerous territory here with Target. They want to say goodbye to Mount Rushmore, apparently. What's the future bring?
The future brings a complete change in the thinking of corporate America, particularly S&P 500 public companies. The stunning collapse of Target market cap is almost unprecedented for its own stock in 20 years. How this happened is being scrutinized by lots of other boards right now. And it's discussion that's going on every day with institutional investors. On one hand, companies want to show their support of diversity and all the mandates that society is discussing openly. On the other hand, the job of a business, particularly from the perspective of an investor, and those that are retired, for example, that own the S&P 500 or own Target stock, are concerned that maybe they're losing their way in terms of what the prime objective is. Your customers, your employees, and your shareholders. And so if you start to get too distant or too far away from the primary mandate, the market has proven itself to really, really punish you. And it's woken up all kinds of boards. This is actually displaying the power of something most board of directors never thought about. Social media. This happened. Look at Budweiser Light. It took decades to create the American beer. and exactly 32 hours to destroy it. So when you can't control the message anymore through social media, which is clearly obvious, you better figure out what message you're putting out before it ever gets out there. We almost need a new committee on boards. We have, committees for risk, we've got compensation, we've got compliance committees. We need a communications media committee to advise the rest of the board who don't even have Twitter accounts or don't have Facebook or don't use LinkedIn, that never understood how the power of this works, to understand the risk inherent in what they're doing.
How about the board just has a little oversight for the diversity officer and maybe reads that the diversity officer is funding the destruction of Mount Rushmore and says, you know what, Meredith, we're going to have to bring you in to talk about this Mount Rushmore destruction plan that you're funding? How did they not see that?
Because this is a relatively new mandate. Diversity officers are new to boards, and they sound like a great idea. But even if you have committees for charities, and many corporations provide support for the Red Cross and other charities, every time you get into a mandate like that, it's scrutinized all the way up to the CEO. When you're shifting and allocating dollars to different charities, the CEO generally knows about it. This has not been happening with the diversity officers, and they're going on their own. They think they have a mandate, and they do, and they're given a budget, and they go to work. Now, obviously, the CEO of Target, I'm going to guess, I'm speculating when I say this, did not know that they were funding the destruction of an iconic...
Right, or, Kevin, maybe they found out that they were funding the destruction of Mount Rushmore, and they were too scared to can the diversity officer.
Well, those are two different items. Obviously, a diversity officer that's doing their job and staying within the mandate they were given, because I don't think you're going to find a lot of people saying, oh, let's not have diversity officers. I think that boat sailed. But what they do with their budgets now really matter. And the risks they're putting the company into because of the power of uncontrolled social media is obviously measurable. When you lose $11 billion of market cap, there's a lot of unhappy cowboys out there. They're called your investors.
Yeah, they're funding the sex change surgeries in schools behind parents' back and the nuking of Mount Rushmore. Maybe that made it all its way to the CEO's desk. I hope it did, and I hope this diversity officer throwing around this kind of cash loses their job, just like the Bud Light marketing lady. Kevin, thank you so much. We really appreciate you joining us.
Take care.
Well, what did you think of that? Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I believe that one of the things we can do to try to take back our country is, first of all, take back our schools for our children. And this is all going to start at the local level. At the school board meetings. We need decent, competent, conservative citizens to run for their school boards. We need to take it back at the lowest level possible, and we can work our way up from there. Take our school boards back over, take our city councils back over, take mayorships of these Marxist, leftist cities. We're running out of time, as most of the people that watch my videos, I believe, are patriots and they love this country. And some of the stuff that I witnessed in that video, they were actually performing in front of children. I've always had the belief, that children are impressionable, and I don't care what you do, when you're at home with your loved one, whoever it may be, whatever it may be, inanimate object, it doesn't matter. But we're taking this stuff to our schools and classrooms and teaching this to our children. And this is what the Marxists on the left are intentionally doing so that they can destroy the fabric of the greatest nation that has ever existed. I would like people that have the ability to go to their uh, school boards and let your voices be heard. If you have the ability to run for your school boards, you need to take that opportunity to save your children from this this sickness that they're trying to uh, put upon our kids. If you like my videos, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you disagree with anything I say, leave a comment. If you'd like to send me an email, you can reach me at unitedilovethiscountry@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.